Happy Camper Radio starts in 3, 2, 1. Oh, is it getting cold outside? Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to another edition of the Happy Camper Radio Show, the only place you need to be when you're ready to talk camping. Camping is what we're about. Camping is all we talk about. Daniel come over here to join us in the studio. Woo-hoo. Didn't like the chair for some reason, and he made his way into my sound booth. Daniel, what is going on with you, your wife, and my sound booth? You're all in love with that for some reason. Is it because it's behind me and you don't have to look at me while you're doing the show? Is that what it is?
I plead the fifth on that one.
Right, yeah. You just told me to put a piece of plastic or something to block out the window so you can't see.
So I can concentrate.
Daniel, you're going to be like you're inside of a coffin.
I know.
And Halloween coming around the corner.
Coffin, I see what you did there. For our long listeners, they'll understand that.
Yeah, I just made that
reference. Nice pun there.
Yeah, well, anyway, Daniel, Halloween is around the corner, and It's just a couple weeks away. And for some reason, if you like football, if you like college football, the Georgia-Florida game, which is always a big event around here, happens to fall on Halloween.
That's scary.
And I don't know if it's an afternoon or an evening game or what the case may be.
Probably evening.
If it's going to be an evening game, that means we're going to be disrupted by trick-or-treaters.
I don't know, actually.
Now, I do, because this is a big trick-or-treating neighborhood. There's a lot of kids that come out, and they're up and down the street. And I got to admit, this is a good family-oriented community because a lot of the parents are with the kids. And I always enjoy having them come around. But during the middle of a football game, we're going to have to put the DVD on pause quite a bit. I can see that coming. And I know somebody in this household here will probably not take a liking to that. So she'll have to be monitoring the football game uninterrupted. I will have to come back and watch it later on. And I will be the one standing by the door with a bowl of candy.
There you go.
I just don't know what kind of a costume I'm going to be wearing this year.
You should be Bulldog.
Well, no, maybe if I could put on a Camper Joe outfit, maybe make it a camping Joe kind of thing. Yeah.
Or Ron Swanson. You could go as you're a doppelganger, Ron Swanson.
Go. Here we go. Anyway, thank you for joining us today. Our phone number here at the Happy Camper Radio Show is 404-537-2267. That's 404-537-CAMP. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker, add us to Circles on Google+, and now subscribe to our YouTube channel. There are so many ways you can reach out to us. Go to www.happycamperradio.com. You'll find all of our social media icons in the right-hand side of the homepage. And also check out our new Stitcher player. It's right there. You cannot miss it. It has our latest episodes. Click on any one of them. You're good to go. Hey, Daniel, last week on the show, we were talking about camping preparations and camping in the dark.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that episode?
I do.
And you invited listeners to go ahead and write into us. We did hear from somebody, and her name is Carolyn Adams, and she is from, where is she from? Eugene, Oregon. Wow, yeah, one of our listeners in Eugene. And she writes, my spouse and I are new listeners and just heard the Camping in the Dark episode and your call for things we've done to prepare. I'd like to share what we've done. And she indicates she lives in Eugene on the outskirts of town in the hills where snow and ice can literally trap us indoors. Doesn't that sound exciting?
No.
We just haven't had that in a good long time.
That's why we're in Georgia.
Yeah, right. With news pointing to a horrible earthquake, we decided we had enough cause to prepare for a bit. With existing supplies, we had a few new items to add as well. We've set up our camp supplies in watertight containers, good idea, that are kept in the garage in an easily accessible spot. Camping stoves, hand crank radios, fire starters, flashlights, etc. are all part of the kit. Alongside that, we have a week's supply of freeze-dried food, spare pet food, and family life straw. Lastly, we keep our backpacks ready to go with sleeping bags attached next to the rest of the gear, which includes a collapsible pet carrier. This way, we're prepared to stay or go depending upon the nature of the situation. Well, Carolyn, thank you so very much for writing into the show. We really appreciate that. And anything that you would like to share with us, definitely get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com. I would love to read your email here on the program. Daniel, I take it you are very well prepared in situations like this.
Yeah, Kroger's right down the road.
No, I'm talking about in a situation, is your pop-up camper stocked and ready to go in the event you had to hook up and take off somewhere?
No.
Well, I'm going to have to give you a few lessons because when I get my truck camper up and running again, and I'm going to be starting to do some repair work on that, I'm going to have to teach you how to be prepared so all you have to do is load up and go.
Yeah, I would like that.
And it really helps a lot. I used to do that quite a bit in the past when I used that on a regular basis. I always kept a supply of food in there, of cold items. I had to put the refrigerator on the night before and chill it up. And now you just transferred stuff from the home refrigerator into the truck camper refrigerator. All my accessories, everything I needed, lanterns, the whole 9 yards were in there. So if the truck camper was just sitting on the truck waiting to take off, all I had to do is load the food in and I was good to go. You can't beat that at all. Well, anyway, Daniel, on today's show, being the fact that Halloween is around the corner, like we said, we're going to talk about Halloween camping.
Woohoo!
I think it's a great time of the year to consider where you're going to go, what you're going to take in, what type of activities you plan on doing. Nobody really enjoys staying home for Halloween unless you're a youngster and you plan on doing trick-or-treating around the neighborhood.
And it's during the week.
And during the week, too, yeah.
This year it's Saturday, which is always exciting.
Right, and and Friday's also a good time, too, to go trick-or-treating if Halloween falls on a Friday. Because, let's face facts, none of the kids want to go back to school the very next day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have a question. What is your opinion on this new thing that's probably going to stick around forever? It's called Trunk or Treat, where you go into a big parking lot at a church or a school, and like everyone just has their trunk open, and the kids go from car to car collecting candy.
Daniel, I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of Trunk or Treat?
No.
That's what all the kids do nowadays. That's why we don't get as many trick-or-treaters as I'd like to get in the neighborhood. But yeah, that's the new hotness.
Well, since you don't have a trunk, you've got a truck. No,
right.
You do got a couple vehicles. You got a pretty decent car and a beat-up car. Yeah.
The dance car. We call it the dance car.
The dance car.
I bought a car from my dance instructor. We do ballroom dancing, me and my wife.
Well, I'll take back what I said. You do have vehicles, so you going to go to the local church?
No.
And pop open your trunk? No?
No. I don't get any candy, so unless they come to my door, they're not getting any candy. But I will have candy, definitely, because I believe in working for your candy, not just sitting in a parking lot.
You're a dentist's favorite friend.
I do need to go to the dentist. I haven't been to the dentist in a while, and it's been a while.
Let's not talk about that. Anyway, Daniel, there's a lot of great places that people may consider to go Halloween camping this year. I have never done it. I would like to.
Where would you want to go? Where's your number one spot for Halloween camping?
Daniel, I've never gave it any consideration. I will have to do some research on it. Most likely from our geographic location, I'll probably have to travel a little bit. But I would just love to be around there. They're a Halloween environment. And a lot of these campgrounds, Daniel, especially the privately owned campgrounds, go all the way out. I mean, they go decorate the campground up, a spooky, eerie feeling. And you know what I used to love as a kid? And the local community I lived in years ago when I was a youngster always had a little get-together up at the township grounds. I used to love the hay rides.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
They have that at Stone Mountain sometimes. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have a weenie roast and a hay ride. When I worked there.
I could not get enough of riding the hay rides. And you'll find a lot of them at your private campgrounds that specialize in Halloween camping because it's all part of the fall environment. The atmosphere, everything is just picture perfect. And I don't know if the youngsters go around from campsite to campsite trick-or-treating or not. I don't know if they prepare any of the visitors for that, but there's definitely a lot of Halloween-oriented activities that take place at these campgrounds, and you just can't beat it. The kids have a lot of fun. I would be there just to watch it all happen, because I love seeing kids. I love seeing family get together and enjoying a family-oriented environment where this type of activity takes place.
I think where I'd want to go, I think it'd really be cool to go to Salem, Massachusetts to go camping during Halloween. Either there or maybe like Savannah or maybe New Orleans or St. Augustine, because me and my wife, when we go to town, when we go camping or, go out of town or whatever, we always like to look into ghost stories and ghost walks and stuff, and we're really into that. And I think like during that time of year would be the perfect time of year to go to places like that have a lot of history of not so great things happening, and ghost tours and ghost sightings and stuff. I think that'd really be a cool thing to go to.
Now, Daniel, I was going to bring this up anyway. If you have youngsters that you're going to be camping with during Halloween, you don't want to scare the youngsters to death. You don't want to have them putting their head inside the sleeping bag with it zipped up and not being able to go to sleep because of the stories you told or some of the monsters you said were out there in the dark. Those kind of things you don't want to do.
It toughens them up, Skip. It makes them a better person, I think.
Well, I also read this past week online for youngsters who are really affected by that. There are some things that you can do, and parents, you may want to keep this in mind if you plan on going camping this Halloween, is if you have youngsters who do tend to scare easily, what you may want to bring along is a can of air freshener.
Okay.
I read this and I was surprised by it, and I think, being children like they are today, as impressionable as they are at a very young age, if you take some of that air freshener and just kind of spray it around the campground, and what does air freshener cost you? About $1.50.
Sure.
Yeah, bring a can of that along and make sure that you let the kids know that the campground is a very safe place, and monsters are not going to be around there. Okay? All these creepy and ghouling creatures or whatever they may be that are way out there in the distance are not going to come to your campground because you are going to spray this air freshener around. One thing that monsters do not like is sweet, fresh-smelling things.
Okay.
All right. So, yes, you bring that air freshener around and spray the sleeping bag, spray the outside of the tent, spray around the campfire. Don't get too close to the fire with that. In fact, I would not even consider bringing anything aerosol around an open campfire. But, around the picnic table, maybe around the place where you do your cooking and what have you. But spray that around there and let the kids see what you're doing. And let them know that you're keeping the monsters away, because these monsters do not like anything that smells sweet.
I think the number one place to go if you want to do Halloween camping would be obviously Disney World, because there's a campground there. It's the best place to stay as if you're on a budget or whatever. It's the cheapest place to stay that's inside the grounds. I've talked about it, a couple years ago when we went there around the Halloween season, and they have a thing there called Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, and you go there with the kids and they dress up and they go trick-or-treating and everything, and that's probably the best place to go for trick-or-treating or Halloween camping if you have little kids.
Right. And if you're going to talk about going out someplace for Halloween to go camping, right now would be probably an excellent time to make your reservations if you haven't already done that, even earlier if you can, because I imagine places like that do fill up rather quickly, and especially with Halloween falling on a weekend. And those campgrounds may tend to get a little bit on the busy side.
And another thing about this time of year is, of course, the leaves. Because, out west, not so much, but over here on the East Coast with, the Appalachian Mountains and everything, the leaves are gorgeous. I know I've seen some pictures online for some people that live up in the mountains, and the colors of the leaves in the fall are just awesome. So if it's the best time of year to go up there and see that, and it's just such a gorgeous sight.
Well, the leaves are not pretty in my yard. Maybe in yours. But
Well, the leaves are blown because I went out there earlier this morning. I was wondering if I was going to wake anyone up. I was wondering if I was going to wake you up this morning. I started blowing all the leaves into a pine island, or leaf island, so to speak. And, I ran out of gas. We had to get gas. And then I went back and I blowed the leaves more. There wasn't a minute where leaves weren't on the driveway. I couldn't even get a minute of a clean driveway. That's how many leaves I get in my yard.
Welcome to the fall.
Yep, that's the fall.
But anyway, Daniel, I came across a website here, Kentucky State Parks. If we're talking about some places that may have some interesting places to visit for Halloween. And they indicated here on their website, and I'll have to put a link on happycamperradio.com where you can find this. A Kentucky State Park is getting out of the pumpkin and goblin decorations as they prepare for the most popular time of the year, which is Halloween. And they have a list of parks here that you can come visit, and some of the activities that go on at each of these individual parks. They've got Barren River State Park. They're offering a scary weekend from October 16th and 17th. That's this weekend. But if you want to consider maybe next weekend, if you're happen to passing through Kentucky or you live there, they have Blue Licks Battleground State Resort Park, and they're having a zombie walk on October 24th. Daniel, there you go, you and your wife.
There you go.
All right. Yeah.
They have, actually, since you mentioned that, I don't know if they do that everywhere, but a lot of places have theme runs, like 10K, themed 10Ks, and there are some called like the Warrior Dash, and there's a zombie run, and then there's other obstacles. There's the Great Mudder, and there's like all kinds of different themed runs. But I know the zombie run was one we wanted to do a few years ago, but never get a chance. But stuff like that is always cool to do.
Okay, and then we have the Columbus Belmont State Park. They are having an unbelievable weekend, and that's going to be October 23rd and 25th. 23rd through the 25th. All right, and you can enjoy fun-filled weekends with campsite trick-or-treat. Prizes will be given out for the best decorated campsite and best costume. Yeah, there you go. If you want to decorate up your campsite, your pop-up camper, or put some lights around your tent, or maybe have Daniel stand there looking like a zombie. That's a great way to win the contest right there.
Yeah, great.
But some other places they have here. They've got the EP Tom Sawyer State Park, the Land of EP, a history hike, and this is going to be on October 1st, which is already passed, but also again on November 12th. So there's a lot of great things, and like I said, I'll post a link to this website here on happycamperradio.com for you to go ahead and reference if you're interested in visiting a place like Kentucky. But if that's too far out, then there's chances are there's going to be somewhere close to you where you can take your children to have a great Halloween camping weekend. And you just do a little bit of research. Put Halloween camping in your search engine, and you're definitely going to find something. All right, Daniel, I understand that you brought some ghost stories with you.
Yep.
All right, now you brought your iPad Mini.
I did.
Okay, so you're in the booth. You're trying to be me here for a moment.
I'm trying.
Okay, because
Very hard.
Usually walk in with my iPad, and I am in the booth almost every day during the week doing auditions for commercial and narrations. So you brought yours in, but you are not actually going to be doing a commercial, so to speak. What you are going to be doing is a ghost story.
Yes.
All right. So here we are. We're going to turn the microphone over to Daniel, and Daniel...
Oh,
all
boy.
right, yeah,
it's already started.
Yeah, here we go. He is actually going to...
This story that I'm about to tell, I heard for the first time in Boy Scouts, and it's called Bloody Finger. So let me do this.
All right, here we go.
All right. There once was a family a long time ago that went on a vacation. A mother, father, brother, sister, and last but not least, a small baby. After a long day of sightseeing and traveling, the family decides to check into a hotel. They checked out all the surrounding areas, and the hotels were all full. Finally, they come across the last one. They entered in to find the hotel is full. Despite their father telling the clerk, "Well, take anything you have, just anything. Please, mister, don't you have a room for us?" The clerk felt really bad for the family and told the father, "Sir, we do happen to have just one room left. We don't normally let people stay in it, though. It's haunted. Everyone that has stayed there has disappeared in the middle of the night without so much as a goodbye or even paying the bill." The father says, "Great, we'll take it. You see, I don't believe in all those ghost rubbish anyhow." He takes the key and they go off into the old hotel room. Seeing as how the family was so tired from their travels, the family decided to order out pizza. The pizza finally arrives and the mother gets the pizza and sits it on the counter. The little baby was so hungry, he watched the pizza the whole time. Mom announces, "Everybody, it's time to wash up for dinner." So off to the bathroom mother goes to wash her hands for dinner. She enters into the bathroom, turns on the sink, and a horribly scary voice can be heard. "Bloody finger." It scares the mom so badly that she jumps out of the bathroom and runs away, never to be seen again. After a few minutes, the father starts to wonder where the mother is. So he tells the kids he'll go out so they can take their turn in the bathroom and then eat the pizza. He goes into the bathroom, turns on the sink, and hears the same scary voice. "Bloody finger." He gets so scared that he runs to the window, jumps out, never to be heard again. After a few minutes, the brother starts to wonder where mom and dad went. He goes into the bathroom to check on them. He walks over to the sink, turns on the water, and hears "Bloody finger" getting louder and louder each time it's said. He runs to the window and jumps out, never to be seen again. The sister starts to wonder where everyone has gone. She goes into the bathroom to check things out. Once in the bathroom, she decides to wash up. She walks to the sink, turns on the water, and hears a scary voice. "Bloody finger" getting louder each time it's said. She's so scared that she runs to the bathroom window and jumps out, never to be seen again. Okay, so all that's left is the baby. He's pretty upset that everyone has left him alone and he can't even get a reach of the pizza. He's going to tell them exactly what he thinks about it. Just as soon as he can find them, he crawls into the bathroom to see where everyone has gone. First he opens the door. Nothing. He crawls over to the sink. Still nothing. He thinks to himself. Then he hears it. The scary voice. "Bloody finger." The baby, frustrated, looks around. "Bloody finger." Much louder this time. The baby just sits there. "Bloody finger." Finally, the baby says out loud, as frustrated as he could, "Stick a Band-Aid on it," he shouts. The end.
Daniel.
Yes, sir.
That was good.
It was okay.
I enjoyed that.
Did you?
All right. Now, parents, do not play that segment to your child as he climbs into the sleeping bag.
Oh, boy.
All right. Yeah. All right. do that.
I heard that one out when I was a Boy Scout, and Jim, our listener from Massachusetts, could probably tell us a bunch more. But that was a big tradition in Boy Scouts, telling scary stories.
Yeah, I
the
bet he
campfire.
has quite a bit that he can pull out of the trunk.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, Daniel, I enjoyed that. That was good. And you know, you tend to do one of those almost every year.
Yeah.
Just before we do a Halloween episode, or when we do a Halloween episode, for that matter. But hey, they are so cool, and I don't know where. Like I said, I don't know where you dig them up at, but I'm sure our listeners do enjoy them. So hey, folks, if you plan on going camping this Halloween, There's, again, a lot of great places you can take your kids, a lot of great opportunities for them to participate in a number of different events. Just do your research online, and I'm sure that you're going to find a Halloween camping environment for you and the family to enjoy. It's time now for our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show. Oh, yeah. Okay,
Hey,
Daniel.
I wanted to say something before you start.
Yeah.
If anyone has any Halloween traditions or anything that they do around the Halloween holiday, give us an email and tell us what you do, and maybe we'll read it on the next episode and let everyone know what other people do.
Absolutely. All right, Daniel, this week we are going to go to the state of Michigan, all right?
Ooh,
this
cold.
is the part of the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore, run by the National Park. It's South Manitou Group. Now, South Manitou Group Campground is a tent-only backcountry facility on South Manitou Island in Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. All right, Daniel, you're going to have to pull out the tent from your shed to go on this trip here. All right, the facility is comprised of 3 reservable group sites at Bay Campground and 3 others at Weather Station Campground. Each site is open to groups of 9 to 20 people only. Now, smaller parties must plan to occupy multiple first-come, first-served individual sites at Popple Bay or Weather Station campgrounds on the island. Bay is the closest campground to the dock, less than a mile and a short walk from the beach. Weather Station overlooks Lake Michigan from the Buffs on the south side of the island. The hike from the ferry is about 1.3 miles. You'll definitely get your exercise in there. Check out some of the activities and amenities that are found right there on their website. They've got campfire rings, drinking water, hiking, light tower tours. Have you ever taken a light tower tour, Daniel?
I've seen some light towers, in South Carolina, North Carolina, but I've never been up to one. I don't think. I think I have went up to one in Savannah one time.
They are so neat. I enjoy looking at them from a distance, but like yourself, I've never been inside one. I bet you they would be really, really cool. But hey, there's a place we can consider to go camping sometime and take a lighthouse tour. All right, hey, they're even thinking about you there, Daniel. They also have, in addition to the ranger station, they have pit toilets.
Yay,
yeah.
Pit toilets, my favorite. They have a lot of those out west, actually. It's a stool, and then below it's just dirt. It's pretty stinky.
This episode is ending just about right on time. Hey, some things to know before you go, all right? Plenty of them there on the website. They have a maximum of 10 tents per site, and I'm just going to read through a couple of these here because the list is rather lengthy. So, we'll have a link to it on Happy Camper Radio all week long. Just click on the featured campground tab. Campers must bring their own toilet paper to use the pit toilets, and the park has pebble beaches rather than sand. Water shoes are recommended. No pets are allowed, so unfortunately, you're going to have to leave your pets at home. And get in touch with a trustworthy pet sitting service like somebody here has at the house. Oh, yeah, we're talking about our good friend Betty Crocker. Yeah, she's the one that makes all the good food in the kitchen, but she also has a pet sitting business also on the side for people who just happen to go away on camping trips or happen to go here and happen to go there.
I've used them. They're great.
Yeah, all right. And, in this way, you also know, too, that your pet is well taken care of. So definitely consider this campground if you plan on going camping anytime in the near or distant future out in the state of Michigan. It's the South Manitou Group, and it is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show. And of course, if you have a campground that you would like for us to feature on the program, definitely get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com, and make sure you include a link to the campground website. Daniel, get out your trick-or-treating gear.
I will.
I am so forward to looking to that pirate ship being set up.
I'm going to try to get it out today, maybe.
And do that because I will be out there with my camera, and the minute I see it, I'm going to be posting some pictures on social media just to let people in our listener circle know how much you are into Halloween camping along with your wife. Hey, folks, don't forget, every pet deserves a loving home. Do like I did and visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper, and no question about it, my friends, we are going to make a happy camper out of you. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good one, everybody. This is Happy Camper Radio.